HTTV in association with Absolute Warehouse Services, joined by Danny Cowley after today's win over Barnsley. Danny, thanks for joining us first of all. Great day for everyone involved. You could feel that relief and enjoyment at the final whistle. It was a game that ended up probably harder than it should have been, given how good we were between the 15th and 70th minute. We gave them a glimpse and in the end managed the game out pretty well.
Yeah, I didn't think we started the game as well as we would have liked. We knew that Barnsley were going to come and press us really aggressively. They're a really hard-working, energetic team, and we wanted to try to draw the press on and go over the press. We didn't quite do that with the accuracy or the quality that we would have liked in the first 15 minutes, and as a consequence, kind of drew more pressure onto ourselves. Credit to the players, because I thought we fought really hard from the 15th minute onward and probably run ourselves into the game. People like Jonathan Hogg I thought was incredible today, and we needed that to get a foothold in the game. Once we did, I thought we played some good football. 15 to like you said, from the 15th to the 70th minute, that middle period was good. I thought the front three, incredible amount of work and runs and some really nice double movements and some third man runs from Backer and from Lewis, and we really were able to penetrate their high aggressive line, and we created a lot of good chances in that period. Probably go 2-0 up, have a lot of good chances to find a third, and if we find a third, the game's dead. We don't do that, and when you concede like we did, and we're disappointed to concede because we've obviously got 3 clean sheets in the last 4 and we wanted the 4th. But when we do, we know that it's going to be a nervy final period. But I thought we actually managed that game managed the last 10 minutes really well, and played in their half, played in the corners, built a defence behind it, and managed it well.
Talk about Carlin Grant all the time, but he's got an assist today for Chris Schindler's opener. He's got a fantastic goal for himself, but more than that, it was a superb outlet to break that press like you spoke about. He was always available down the left today. Played in a really interesting position, like higher than the other winger, almost joined it with Fraser at times. He's a fantastic player for us, isn't he?
Yeah, you're right. We tried to do that. We knew that we wanted to try to get Carlin as an outlet. We know that they play the back 5, and sometimes if you're one against that the central 3, it can be very difficult for Fraser. So we tried to use Carlin a little bit higher and in the half space so that we could use him as the outlet on the counter attack. And I thought he did that brilliantly for us. Just the amount of runs he made, and they changed their personnel to mark him on several occasions in the game, and I knew he'd score at half-time because he just worked so hard. And when you work as hard as that and you make so many sort of sacrificial runs for the team, the football gods are always with you. And he's got a great goal, like a goal that's a Premier League quality goal. And a big performance from him. But also Fraser and Catcher, so much hard work for the team. So it's 2 really team-orientated boys, and that's always what you need.
Must have been a really interesting tactical challenge for you, Nicky, and Mark Hudson as well, because Barnsley changed formation quite a few times, as much as personnel. They went to a back 4 at one point, I believe. Then they ended up almost 3-4-3 at the end of the game. So how interesting a challenge was that for you to kind of combat that? You brought subs on early as well. A really interesting challenge.
Yeah, they obviously started with a 3-5-2 with the 2 forwards in wider areas. They then, like you said, went to a 4-4-2. They then kind of went to a lopsided 4-4-2 where they brought Chaplin into the 10, so they were lopsided on their left, and then they obviously went to 3-4-3 with about 15 minutes to go. So you have to be ready to adapt, and I thought we did that. I thought we did that well. Like I said, if we'd have found the 3rd goal when we were in the ascendancy, I think we probably would have managed the game much better than or the game would have been much more comfortable than it was. But we didn't, and you have to win games in all different ways. And what was good, like I said, is after a poor start, we run ourselves into the game, and also after conceding with 10 minutes to go, I thought we were very experienced and managed the game very well because they didn't really have any other chances after they scored. So they're positives, and that's obviously 6 unbeaten for us. And we said in the change room before, only good teams go 6 unbeaten in the Championship. So.
You mentioned Jonathan Hogg briefly. Just talk about him a little more. I mean, we think he embodies a lot of the qualities that this club values, and certainly you value as well. 100% hard work, commitment. But he's more than that, isn't he? He's the experienced man in that central midfield, and quite some young teammates, excellent players like Lewis O'Brien, Trevor Chalobah, Janino. But he brings a lot to that midfield mix for you, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, I think in life you have 2 options, don't you? You're either a victim or a fighter, and he's a fighter, and he brings that fighting quality. And when you have him and Lewis O'Brien, you're never going to get outfought and outrun in midfield, and that for us is always the heart of the team, and we've got a big heart, which is great. And I thought Bakker come in on his first start for quite a while and did really well as well. Gave us, brave on the ball, passed it ever so well, always looks forward, and gave us a really nice balance in there with the three of them.
You talk about some of the young players as well, Lewis O'Brien, Jayden Brown. We talked about them in midweek, but like you said, only good teams go 6 unbeaten in the Championship. How surprised and how pleased are you at how consistent the young players have been? Because it's a relentless league. We've had a lot of midweek games and things like that, but they keep delivering for you, don't they? Yeah,
they've done great, and they're learning every day, and they're good kids, and I think the best thing they've done, they've never got ahead of themselves, and the better they've done, the harder they've worked, and Lewis has been incredibly consistent. Jayden hadn't played any first team football. To come and play your first senior football in the Championship is a massive ask, and he's done just great. And we feel that they're improving every day. They're young, so they are going to make mistakes. And we understand that, and what we've got to do is when they do, try to protect them and help them and keep moving them in the right direction in terms of their learning.
You've got a full week now ahead of the next game. We've got Brentford next weekend. How much are you relishing that, just to get some rest in the legs? It's been a quick turnaround Wednesday, Saturday, just to get some time on the training pitch with the players as well.
Yeah, well, it would be good to get a full week going into a very good Brentford team. We've already had a look at them, and they're among the best teams in the league in terms of possession. So the fact that we've got 7 days to prepare is really important for us, because it will give us a good opportunity to see their patterns and see how they try to play, and look to formulate a game plan that will allow us to be effective come next Saturday.
Final word for the fans here, Danny, again today. It's a great day for them as well. You could see you were geeing them up with 10 minutes ago. You could feel a little bit of nervousness amongst the fans as well, but they delivered for you again. We're pretty much sold out for the Brentford game. We've got about 50 tickets left as we sit here now, so they're excited, aren't they? You can feel it. Yeah,
I thought they were brilliant. I knew the players were tiring. You don't understand the difference between playing on the Tuesday to the Wednesday. It's really hard, for Barnsley, obviously playing on a Tuesday and having an extra day recovery is from a sort of physiological point of view is a big difference. And I knew we were going to tire in the latter parts of the game, and sometimes you just need your supporters to drive the energy. And I thought they did that brilliantly, and we can slowly feel the connection building between them and the team again. And hopefully they see a team that will always fight really hard and play with real passion and a real energy, and for us that is our aim, to try to produce a team that they can connect with and be proud of.
Well, you're going to have a very happy weekend, Danny. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.